Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to what you can see behind me is an empty drive. You know what that means? We haven't seen an empty drive here for quite some time. The drive has been empty for a few days now. Let's explain what's been going on. Just thought I'd show you this. 2014 Fiat 500 colour therapy. So it needs, I say it needs a new front bumper. It might be able to repair the back bumpers a bit past it by the look of it. It is a Cat S, so I don't know what the Cat S damage is to it, 'cause it's got a broken door handle. It does have an airbag light up, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if that's the door just open or what. It's got a key. It runs and drives. It's a 64 plate, so again it's the facelift one, or pre-facelift. Only done 38,000 miles, but look, it's got an airbag light up there. Don't know why that is. Yeah, it's a little bit something going on around the back there. Doesn't appear to be any other panel damage from what I can see. Looks like there's a bit of a crack just there. I might be able to fix that, or take a bit from an old bumper and stick it in and bond it, paint it, etc. Might not need a new bumper. Looks alright at the back as far as you can see there, but I don't know why it's Cat S. There's obviously a reason. Roof looks alright. Door handle's gone. Doesn't seem to be any caved in seals as far as I can see. Yeah, don't really know why it's a Cat S. I have actually just won it for £1,450, and they've counterbid as a 1975. So I am going to keep my current bid. That's the way to do it. 1,450. Confirm your bid. Let's see. Your bid has been registered. That's what I want it for. I'm not prepared to pay any more than that. Obviously that's plus fees. We'll see. We will see. I'll let you know. So where are we? Why do we have an empty drive? So last week I was at work and I thought I'd just have a quick look and see what was going for auction that day, and I managed to see a car that I thought, oh, I fancy that one. So I didn't really look at it in any massive detail. Quickly flicked through it because the auction was sort of live and it was coming up quite soon. It was on reserve, and minimum bid, so you don't know what the reserve is. So it was on a minimum bid, and I won it for what did I win it for? I can't even remember. 1,450 I won it for, and it almost immediately after it finished, they came back with a reserve and a counter offer of £1,950. So I stuck to my guns. You should always stick to your guns with Copart, and never put in another bid. Even I've done it once before where I put in like another £100 and they accepted it, but had I not done that, they probably would have accepted it anyway. On this occasion, or on every other occasion since then where that's happened, I have stuck to my guns. So you put in, when they counterbid, you then can either counterbid again, accept their offer, or put in another offer. I just put my offer back in at the same winning price of 1,450. The following morning, they came back with £1,925, £25 off. Wow. Done it again, stuck with my old offer, 1,450. Within about 3 or 4 hours, they'd accepted it. So I saved myself quite a bit of money there. So 1,450 plus fees, which was 1,800 something it came out as in the end. It's up in Wisbeck, I think that's how you pronounce it, in Cambridgeshire. And I've got it. I'm getting it delivered for £150, which is a really good price. So that's under £2,000 delivered. It's a 14 plate colour therapy with 30-something thousand miles on the clock. It is a Cat S rear damage. So that was beginning of last week, or middle of last week. It was supposed to have been getting picked up on Friday and coming on Saturday. Or it was initially going to come the beginning of this week, and then he said, can I deliver it Saturday? I'll pick it up Friday and deliver it to you Saturday. I said, yeah, that's fine. I then saw that he cancelled his pickup time, and then he messaged me and said, I'll get it next week, so which was the original arrangement anyway, which was like sort of Monday or Tuesday. I then get a text from him on Monday saying that unfortunately his driver has got COVID, or one of his drivers has got COVID, so he's having to rearrange things. So he picked it up on Monday and he's had it on his driveway ever since. And it's coming this morning. This morning is Thursday, day before Good Friday. So it's well over a week since I actually bought the car. I didn't incur any extra fees because he picked it up on Monday. So it's about 10:30 in the morning at the moment, and he will be here sometime between 12 and 12:30. And then we will show you the car when it gets here. So until then, ta-ta. So I also want to tell you about a little incident that happened with the blue colour therapy. So as you know, I sold it, lady picked it up, loved the car, beautiful car. She drove it away, and she lives about 15 miles away from here. So she drove it home. About an hour later, 45 minutes later, I got a message from her saying we just got home and we've lost one of the wheel trims. I thought, oh no. Obviously, I mean, I normally would cable tie them on. I don't like putting cable ties on because you can see them, even using white ones or clear ones, you can still see them, and I don't like it. But I normally do that with the aftermarket ones because they tend to be a little bit loose. But they went on really tightly. I really had to bash them to get them on. And I thought, there's no way they're coming off. One of them, near side rear, did come off. I was still working at the time from home, and it was just getting dark. But I went out in the car and I had a drive, took the route a little bit that she took. I went about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and she was coming back the other way. By this time it was getting dark. I stopped a couple of times in a country lane thinking that I'd seen something, wasn't it? So came back home and thought, oh well. So I messaged her and said, look, as you know, I told her that I'd bought more than I needed, and I still had those, one of which had been refurbished at the same time. So I said to her, look, I'll come down on Saturday. If you don't manage to find it, I said, I'll come down on Saturday and I'll put a new one on for you, and then I'll cable tie them on. I'll get some more cable ties and I'll cable tie them on. So Saturday morning, my wife came with me. Saturday morning, we drove there, the 12, 15 miles, whatever it was, a lot of it being country lanes. And I said to my wife, it was the near side rear. I said, so the chances are it's going to be on the left-hand side of the road. It's come off somewhere. It's probably going to be lying on a grass verge or on a pavement, or someone's found it on the pavement and put it on a wall or something like that. So keep your eye out. So we're driving along. I'm looking for it. I get about 1 mile down the road on a country lane, and I see a wheel trim. Pull over in the country lane, get out, walk back, find it. It was a Ford one, so it wasn't it. Got back in, carried on driving, got to Biggin Hill. By Biggin Hill Airport, just past Biggin Hill Airport, I see another one, smashed to smithereens at the side of the road. Pull up, go back, wasn't it, it was something else. Carry on, didn't see any more, got there, put it on, put the cable ties on, came away, drove on the way home. I got about 1 mile down the road from the lady's house. We came back a different way to we went because I missed a turn-in coming. We're down this little country lane, fairly narrow country lane, and I see a wheel trim up on the bank. Pulled the car over, get out, walk back, couldn't find it, eventually find it. It was a little bit further back than I thought, and it was it. It was it. I found it, and it's in the garage now. Let me get it and show you. I was just ducking then because I didn't know how far the door was open. Yeah, here it is. So it's got a little bit of damage here on the edge, but apart from that, it's not bad. I'll probably give it another little touch up, but it's not too bad. But it was actually on the opposite side of the road. It was on the right hand side of the road. Obviously that meant it was on the left hand side as I was coming back the other way. So what it must have done, it must have come off and then carried on rolling. Hence why there's a few little dents on the outside. Carried on rolling, and it went up on the bank, and it was lying face up on the bank. So I got it back. So after all that, what a palaver, eh? But at least I got it back. So that will be going possibly on this new car. The new car on the photos, I'm hoping they're in the boot, but the two front ones are on the car, but there's nothing on the back. So with a bit of luck, they'll be in the boot. If not, I've got this one, and I've got another one which needs refurbing. So I will have the wheel trims regardless. So just wanted to let you know that. But yeah, the car's not arrived still, obviously. I've filmed this bit just after the last bit, so should be in a couple of hours. So yeah, see you then. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So we are looking at this together. I have not looked at it at all yet. So let's go round it. So now my fear when I was looking at on Copart was that it had caved in seals one side. All looks okay. This is very, very dirty. I think that's what made it look like that. Got a bit of a scratch just there. Not sure that will polish out, but we'll have a go at that. There's nothing on the door, thankfully. It's just that one, just that little bit. There's no dents on the quarter panel. No, nothing on the wing. Front bumper all looks good. That might be challenging to get off. Try warming that up, otherwise I'll have to get some new plates if I can't get it off. So obviously that's the bit that we were a bit worried about. So I couldn't see that crack, and that's obviously gone there. The bit of plastic's still in there, so I am going to plastic weld that and repair that. I will not be getting a new bumper for that. So luckily the bit of plastic is in there, so I can just plastic weld that back on. We can plastic weld that back together, fill it and paint it. So that'll be all right. Luckily it's only that bit, so it doesn't need a new front bumper, which is good, especially on these red ones, because we know the issue we have with the red. Bonnet is all okay. That wing's all okay. It's absolutely filthy, this. All good this side, nothing on the door. Dreaded broken door handle. Oh, I thought that was a crack in the glass then for a minute. It's bird poo. Yeah, seals are all good down there. Just lots and lots and lots of dirt. I'm looking forward to giving this a clean later. It's got obviously the steel wheels. We've got one this side and one the other side, which are absolutely rotten and need a refurb, but they are they're there anyway. Back ones aren't. I'm hoping they might be in the boot. Now on the back, we've got a strange one on the back here. I have bought a new rear bumper bar, and I don't actually know if it even needs one. So the damage on the back bumper is, I mean, if you see there's a new bumper there. I bought a new bumper, just come today. So we've got some impact here. So whether that's been hit and then whatever was on it is hooked on it and it's done that and dragged it away, I don't know. So it's all mullered there. So I'm not going to attempt to repair this. I'm going to just put a new one on. It's got a big split there. But looking where that is, I don't reckon it's even touched the bar. Let's have a look. I think that end piece there is bent over, isn't it? So I don't need a new bar for that. Crash cans don't appear to have gone. It doesn't look like there's any damage on that back panel there. Nothing that I can see. Absolutely nothing. But the boot seems to have shifted. Here we got quite a close gap here, quite close to the light, and it's not a very big gap in there. Looking up here, the gap looks equal, pretty much. But when you come over to this side, and I did notice this in the pictures, and I was hoping it was because they just didn't have the boot closed properly. Yeah, look, it's well out. Massive gap. And then as it comes up to the top, it's okay. So I mean, there's no damage to the boot. That's the weird thing. There's absolutely no damage to the boot whatsoever. So there's nothing in the boot. Hopefully there's a spare wheel in here. Yeah. Looking down there, no damage in the middle. So it's obviously been caught on this corner, isn't it? About sort of here-ish. But it's taken that little bit of bumper bar in there, and then it doesn't seem to have done anything else, which is quite strange. So that's taken the brunt of it, and it obviously must have been a relatively low speed impact, I reckon, just to do that. But we don't know whether these hinges have moved. Maybe it's difficult to tell. There's so much dirt around it. So yeah, it's a strange one this. So I don't know whether I'm going to take that off, as I say, and see if I'll actually take it off. If I take the panel off and then take the actual catch itself off and then see how the boot shuts, then that will rule out whether it's that or not. I don't think it is that, but I suppose there's a possibility it's been pushed sideways or something. I don't know. But you know, apart from that, the only thing that there is for adjustment is that. So yeah, it's a weird one. I might even, if it comes to it, I might even take that off as well and see how it goes. Got to get this clean. So yeah, I mean, it shuts quite firmly, but it's almost as if it's got to shift over to the left, which could be the catch, but it's also got to go down as well. Weird one. No, it's a possibility it is the catch. Also, I say I'll know that once I take it off. But yeah, it's a strange one. So I suppose we ought to have a look inside. Slight problem. Door handle. I wonder if the wheel trims are going to be in the back. Also, of course, at Copart always take the aerials off, or more often than not they say, I can see wheel trims. Great. Oh yes, airbag. I knew about that. I say I knew about it. It was a little bit hidden in the pictures, but I could see in the pictures the seat was forward like that, and I could see that was sort of bulbous there, so I knew that had gone, and I could see that even though they didn't mention it and they didn't take a photo from here, photo was only taken from the other side, I knew it was like it. I gathered that was the case, the seatbelt's gone. Don't know whether the pre-tensioner is gone or not, so we'll test it first. Lots of rubbish on the floor as usual. Oh, where's the aerial? I'm hoping the aerial's in here somewhere. Oh my god, all this rubbish on the floor. Don't think we've got any manuals. So, some kids thing. Anything in here that identifies the previous owner? No. I know you're not supposed to contact them, are you? But do we care about that? Nah. Lots of parking tickets. Receipt from Dudley Zoo. Dudley Zoo. Dudley in the West Midlands. Not very good West Midlands accent, sorry about that. Especially for those of you who are in the West Midlands. Or come from the West Midlands. Oh yeah, I could see this. Again, no mention of it on the Copart listing, but I could see that. That was destroyed. Now there is a set of both of these on eBay for 50 quid. And it's actually locally, it's someone I bought something off once before. So I should probably offer him 40 quid, I think. It was on eBay, it's on eBay, but I'm going to offer him 40 quid for cash, because I know where he lives, and I think I've even got his phone number. So I can send him a message directly and see if I can get him. We need to open up the other side. Bear with while I just get the door open, and then we'll go around and view from t'other. Right. Can't see any aerial anywhere, which is a nuisance. It means I'll have to buy one. What we got here? Oh look, broken door. Aerial. Hey, there it is. I'm going to clean that before I put it on. That's good. That's got to be a good 20 quid. So I don't need to do that. Tissues. Don't want to stick my hand in here too far. No books. Let's get the seat up. See what's under here. Nothing. No one ever seems to use these things. Wheel trims are going to be a state, but as long as they're not broken. Actually, they're more dirty than anything else. Yeah, they're not actually that bad. We'll clean them up and see how they come up, but I probably will refurb them. What's that in there? Kids' toys. Yeah, kids' toys in there. Various bits of paper, kids' drawings. Oh, bless them. A bus. Yeah, there's lots of rubbish in here. An old grotty little tree. It is quite dirty, this car. Seats are quite dirty, but whoever the driver was obviously had very young children, so that's going to happen, isn't it? So I'm assuming that this is for a hardwired dash cam, I imagine. Yeah, Yeah, that's what that's going to be for. That's handy. I might put a dash cam in it then. In that case, seeing as I've got a couple of spare ones that I bought from Wish. If that's plugged in, we'll try it. Oh, I know what I haven't tried yet. See if I've got a free CD. Let's just pop the bonnet, and we'll have a look in the bonnet in a minute. But first of all, let's see if we've got a free CD. So no service books, unfortunately. So we'll have to track the service down if we can. Normally do. It's not normally a problem, but I haven't shown you the mileage and so on yet, have I? So, mileage is 38,925, so nice and low mileage, which is good. Nothing up there, nothing up there. Right, let's put the ignition on. Oh, what have we got in there? Oh, a key. Got someone's door key. They obviously forgot that. I'd go and burgle them, couldn't I? Well, I couldn't because I don't know where they live, but never mind. Anyway, not that I would, of course. That was a joke, by the way. I just need to use both hands to release the steering wheel. Won't be a sec. Right. Yeah, so light-wise, obviously it's got a DRL fault, I would imagine. Oh, low fuel. Oh, yeah, you haven't got much in the way of fuel in it. I'll have to have a look, see, because Copart have never ever taken fuel out of the car. I'll have to have a look, see how much was in it in the pictures. Yeah, daytime running light. Surprise, surprise, the airbag light's on. Obviously we've got curtain airbag and the seat, of course. Luckily nothing else. It's funny, isn't it? It's not had a side impact, but it's the side airbags that have gone. I guess it must have been at the angle that it came at. Right, hopefully I'll have to mute the music on the video if there should be any music, but let's turn the stereo on and see if we got anything, any free CDs. Oh, we've got no aerial, have we? Anything? No. Oh, how disappointing. No free CDs. Never mind. Turn that back off. Obviously we've got aircon because it's a colour therapy. Right, let's have a look at the oil. Okay, so well, it looks fairly good quality. You know, not black. Let's see how much there is. Let's give it a wipe, have a look. While that's just coming back up, let's just check the coolant. Well, coolant's below, or coolant, yeah, coolant is just below the minimum, so that needs topping up. Oh, let's check the oil. Oh, blimey. If you can see that. Barely even registering. Well low. Well low. So I won't top it up just yet, because depending on what I track down for the service history, obviously depends on whether I service it, change the oil filter and so on. Let's have a look at the oil filter. That's obviously, that can be a good indication sometimes of how it looks. It doesn't look that bad actually, it looks, don't know, I'd say it was relatively recent. Sometimes if they're really old and rusty, you know they haven't been changed for some time, but that one don't look too bad. Obviously we'll take that off and check the air filter as well, but that's not the job for the moment. So yeah, so it all looks good under here. As I say, obviously this will have to come off, this bonnet. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this bonnet, bumper rather, will have to come off so I can repair that down there. So yeah, that's not too bad. All looks good there. Clutch fluid looks okay. Brake fluid, I think, looks okay. That all shuts nicely. Yeah, not too bad. So yeah, what do you think? I'm hoping, if I don't have any issues with this, if I can sort this out relatively quickly and relatively easily, then I don't really see that this is going to take very long. And it will look much nicer once I've given it a wash. I need to check to see whether I've got a bracket, because if not I need to get one ordered. Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. I still don't really understand why it's a Cat S, unless they've looked at that where that's not equal and said, oh yeah, it's bent, the car's bent in half, but clearly it's not. There's no damage down there. You would be able to see the damage if there was any, and there isn't. And there would probably be dents in these quarter panels somewhere as well, you know, creases and that, and there's nothing like that. So it's a matter of this moving over and sort of, it's probably too low. Yeah, it's a little, very, very slightly too low there as well, only slightly. So I reckon, yeah, look, you can see if you look here, you can see it is a little bit too low. So that sort of needs to twist, if you like. So I reckon, I don't really know, to be honest, I'm guessing, but it's the only thing, yeah, it's low here. It's low just here, it's too low. So that somehow has got to come up. I'm not quite sure how we do that. We can go backwards and forwards. Oh, B, I'm getting attacked by B. I'm not sure how we can get out of it, B. I don't mind bees, but not when they buzz straight in your face. Yes, I'm not really sure. How do you go up and down on that? Don't know. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. You know what I should have done? On the previous one I did, I should have taken the hinges off. I don't think it's going to be the hinge. So that, funnily enough, that here is at the right height. It's the other side that's not. The other side's low. That's at the right height. But if that's low, if that came up, then that would push that down. So hopefully it's just a bit of manipulation on brackets and shutting and what have you. I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. I don't think it's the lid itself. I think it's the brackets. I mean, that might have been something that maybe that's been replaced at some point and it wasn't done very well. Who knows? I'll probably do an HPI check on it actually and see if it has been previously written off. But there's definitely no damage behind there. Definitely not. Nothing at all. Yeah, it's a strange one. So what do you think? What do you think? So 2014 colour therapy. A little bit of work, but not too much, I don't think. So I reckon this will be a relatively quick turnaround. We've got the airbags. One thing we have got to do is the seat. Now, if I could get a seat, then I'd just replace the seat like I always do. But because it's got this red stuff around the side of it, there are none on eBay whatsoever. Now, Chris from the Fiat Forum, who's one of the members on the Fiat Forum, he's come over to me a couple of times. Recently, I've done proxy alignment for him. He sent me a contact, someone in Essex, and reckons that I might be able to get a seat off of them. So I've got to contact them, I've got to send them a photo and see if they've got anything. But what was also suggested by somebody else previously is that, like I did on the Abarth, take that seat cover off and get it sewn up. I went somewhere which is a fairly local, they do like hoods, sew up hoods and do up car upholstery, that sort of thing. But they charged me 90 quid. And that was for cash, and I thought that was really a lot of money. So what was suggested is you take it to a dry cleaners, because they do alterations and whatever, they could sew it up. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to take that off, just take the cover off, which are a bit of a pain to get off, but you know, they can get them off. I think the Abarth was probably more difficult than this will be. But take the cover off, and I'll just take it down to the local one down the road and say, can you sew this up for me, and see what they say. If they say no, then plan B. I mean, I could even give it a go myself if they say no, but I know it's quite a difficult job. Anyway, that's what I'm going to try and do. So I am going to have to go back to work now. I'm working from home, but I'm going to have to go back to work. So I'm just going to clean that aerial, put it back on, and then we're going to come out and clean it after I finish work at 5 o'clock. And then we'll show it to you again when it's clean. And then that'll be the end of the walk around video. And then we'll start in the next few days. As I say, it is the Easter weekend, so I probably won't be doing anything to it this weekend. But yeah, what do you think? There's the cat again. She's come out to say hello. She's having a sniff of the bumper. No, didn't like the smell of that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for the time being. So once I've finished work at 5 o'clock, I'm going to come back, give it a wash, and then we'll have a look. Once we've got all this filth off of it, we can have a look, see exactly what's going on. So we'll see you in a couple of hours. So there you go. It's all nice and clean now. I've given it, well, you've just seen what I've done with the camera that's set up just there. Is that still recording? No. So yeah, so jet washed it, snow foamed it, rubbed the snow foam in, and then I used the Maguire's Ultimate Wash and Wax hydrophobic polymer technology, whatever that means. I know what it means. Yeah, nice and clean. I've got to get, well, I've got two leathers here. One you'll see is better than the other one. This one, I got the two together for Christmas about 2 years ago. That one I've only recently started using, and I use that on my own car. I always use that on the project cars, and it's starting to leave little bits of it on the car. If you see up here, I don't know if you can see them, there's all little bits. That's off the leather. There's bits on the glass, bits on here. Yeah, so I'm going to have to dump that and get something else. So the car is ready, very, very clean. We've got that little mark there, but that all that is glue. That will come off with a bit of IPA. That will be one of the first jobs to do. Yeah, there were literally no seal damage whatsoever. It was just dirt, and I was ready for it. I was ready to get me yellow gun out to get those welding rods on, but not needed. Not needed. It is really, really clean. I didn't go too mad on the bumper because that'll be, apart from the door handle, that'll be the next thing to be done. Yeah, there's no marks on it at all. So we've got that little scratch there, which we'll have to try and polish out if I can. If not, I'll have to try and touch it in somehow. We'll see. I don't want to go spraying like the quarter panel, especially in this red, because it's not the best colour to be painting. So if I can just touch a little bit of paint in there, that'll be better. There's blooming bits everywhere from the leather. But yeah, no, it's clean. It's clean. Obviously, I haven't touched the interior yet. This is one of my favourite bits actually. Getting a black sack, putting some gloves on, and picking up all this crap and getting rid of it. I'll be cutting those off, taking that off and getting it to the dry cleaners down the road. See if they can sew it up. I'll probably see if I can take that there Saturday actually. See if I can get that off. I'll probably take the seat out to do that. It'd be easier than trying to do it in the car. So I've got over here, I've got two driver's seat belts there. I'm not sure, I think they're both okay. I've also got two pre-tensioners should I need them. There's also a driver's airbag, a passenger airbag, and an authentic passenger door handle. So, and of course the bumper you saw earlier on, which I haven't unpacked yet, which I'm hoping is going to match. I'm going to unpack that in a minute actually, especially while I've got some cleaning juice mixed up, because if it's anything like the normal breakers, it'll be filthy dirty, and I want to try and get that on this weekend, possibly. So, yeah, so what do you think? Looks like it should, as we mentioned earlier on, provided we don't have too much grief with this back, which hopefully it won't, but I think it's going to be hopefully relatively simple. I've never had one like this before, I have to say. And it is quite a long way out, but I think by manoeuvring one side, we'll push that side in and down. So I think it'll be all right. It's deceptive because the bumper's hanging off one side. It looks worse than it actually is, but obviously when we get the bumper in properly, the new bumper, that will obviously show you, hopefully, that it's sort of level at the bottom. It probably isn't going to be level at the bottom, to be fair, but we'll see anyway. But and obviously we need to get that, apart from replacing the bumper, we need to get it off just to have a final proper inspect and a clean underneath there as well. Yeah, that's the car. So I don't think it's going to come as any big surprise to you that we're going to call this car Project Red Therapy. Seeing as the last one was Project Blue Therapy, it only makes sense to call it Project Red Therapy. And if we get another colour of a colour therapy, let's have a guess what we're going to call it. As long as we don't get another blue one or another red one, of course. Then it'll have to be, I don't know. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So that's your walk around. That's the new project, Project Red Therapy. 2014 plate, colour therapy, Cat S. Don't know why. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a cracker, really. hopefully we won't have too much grief and we can get it done quite quickly. So yeah, one thing I just wanted to say before I go is there's a couple of people, one in particular that follows me, that I said I'd give a shout out to. He's trying to push his numbers up. He does Fiat 500s and he also does detailing, and his channel name, I have mentioned it before, is It's All in the Detailing. I'm going to put a link to Danny's channel at the end, and I'm going to put a screenshot of his channel here now. He has just done a great detailing on a, what was it, BMW? Audi? I can't remember what it was now, but he just done a detailing on it. So go and check his channel out. It's All in the Detailing. Consider subscribing, push his numbers up, get him up to 1,000 so he can monetize his channel. So that's All in the Detailing. And I say I'll put a link in the description, and I've already would have put up a screenshot of him. Let's put another one up now, just to show you another screenshot of his videos. So I say there's plenty of 500 stuff on there, and also some good recommendations on some products. So go take a look. So for the time being, that's your walk around on Project Red Therapy. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you on the next one, which will be the first video on the rebuild, and we'll get that back done and all the other bits and pieces and get it done as quick as we can. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.